Look, I'm going to be straight with you. You probably clicked on this video because you're tired of being a disappointment to yourself. Every night, you promise tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow you'll wake up early, hit the gym, eat clean, work on that project you've been putting off for months. But tomorrow comes and you're back to the same old routine, scrolling, procrastinating, making excuses. Here's the thing nobody tells you about discipline. It's not about motivation. Motivation is like that friend who shows up to help you move but disappears the second they see how much stuff you actually have. Discipline, real discipline, is about creating systems that work even when you feel like garbage. And today, I'm going to show you how to build that system with just 10 minutes a day. But first, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually kept a promise to yourself? Not to your boss, not to your friends, not to your family, to yourself. If you're sitting there thinking about it for more than 3 seconds, that's your problem right there. You've trained yourself to believe that your own commitments don't matter. This 10-minute habit I'm about to share isn't some feel-good motivational nonsense. It's not meditation, journaling, or any of that soft stuff everyone else is pushing. This is about rewiring your brain to crave consistency instead of comfort. It's about making discipline feel inevitable rather than optional. See, most people approach discipline backwards. They try to force themselves into massive changes and wonder why they burn out after a week. They go from zero to hero overnight and crash harder than a Windows 95 computer. But what if I told you that the secret isn't doing more? It's doing less, but doing it with surgical precision. This habit leverages something psychologists call implementation intention. But don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with academic jargon. What matters is this. Your brain is wired to follow patterns, and right now, your patterns suck. You wake up, check your phone, feel overwhelmed by everything you should be doing, and then do nothing meaningful instead. The 10-minute habit flips this script entirely. It's designed to be so simple that skipping it feels stupid, but so powerful that doing it creates a ripple effect through your entire day. It works because it targets the moment when your willpower is strongest, right when you wake up, and uses that strength to build momentum for everything else. But here's where most people mess up. They think they need to understand why something works before they do it. They want studies, explanations, proof that it's worth their time. Meanwhile, successful people are already 3 steps ahead because they just started. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to break down exactly what this habit looks like, why it works better than anything else you've tried, and how to customize it so it actually sticks. The best part? You don't need any special equipment, apps, or complicated systems. Just 10 minutes and the willingness to stop making excuses for why you can't change your life. The habit itself is stupidly simple, but that's exactly why it works. Every morning, within 30 minutes of waking up, you're going to do what I call the daily alignment protocol. It's 3 micro actions that take roughly 10 minutes total, and each one is designed to hijack a different part of your brain's reward system. First, you make your bed. Yeah, I know, groundbreaking stuff. But here's why this isn't some basic life advice your mom gave you. Making your bed is the world's easiest win, and your brain craves wins first thing in the morning. It's a completed task that requires 0 skill, 0 talent, and 0 motivation. You literally cannot fail at this unless you're trying to fail. More importantly, it creates what researchers call a completion bias. Once you finish one small task, your brain wants to finish more tasks. Second, you write down 3 things you will absolutely, definitely accomplish today. Not 10 things, not 5 things, 3. And these aren't vague goals like be productive or work on my project. They're specific, measurable actions that take between 15 minutes and 2 hours each. Something like write 500 words of my presentation or call the dentist and schedule an appointment. The key is making them small enough that you'd feel embarrassed not to do them. Third, and this is where it gets interesting, you spend exactly 2 minutes doing something that makes you slightly uncomfortable. This could be taking a cold shower, doing push-ups until it burns, or calling someone you've been avoiding. The discomfort has to be mild, but real. Enough that your brain notices, but not so much that you'll quit after day 2. Here's what's really happening during these 10 minutes. You're not just building discipline, you're literally rewiring your neural pathways. Every time you follow through on a small commitment, you strengthen what neuroscientists call your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for self-control. It's like doing bicep curls for your willpower. But the magic happens in the hours after you complete this routine. Because you've already won 3 times before most people even open their eyes, your brain starts looking for more opportunities to win. You'll find yourself making better choices without thinking about it. You'll procrastinate less, make decisions faster, and follow through on commitments that used to feel impossible. The uncomfortable action at the end serves a specific purpose too. It trains your nervous system to associate mild discomfort with accomplishment rather than avoidance. Most people spend their entire lives running from anything that feels hard, which is exactly why they stay stuck. This 2-minute dose of controlled discomfort recalibrates your relationship with difficulty itself. Now, you're probably thinking this sounds too easy to work, which brings me to the most important part. Most people will sabotage this system before it has a chance to work. Look, I'm going to tell you something that might hurt your feelings. You're going to watch this video, maybe even like it, and then you're going to do absolutely nothing with this information. You'll bookmark it, screenshot the key points, maybe even tell your friends about this amazing 10-minute habit you learned. But when tomorrow morning rolls around, you'll hit snooze 3 times and convince yourself you'll start on Monday instead. That's fine. Most people prefer the comfort of staying exactly where they are. But if you're actually serious about changing your life, like really serious, then stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop overthinking it and just start tomorrow. Make your bed, write down 3 things, do something uncomfortable for 2 minutes. That's it. The difference between people who transform their lives and people who stay stuck isn't talent, luck, or circumstances. It's that successful people do boring things consistently while everyone else looks for shortcuts. This 10-minute habit is your shortcut, but only if you actually use it. Your future self is watching you right now, wondering if you're finally going to stop talking and start doing. Don't let them down again. The alarm goes off tomorrow morning, and you have a choice to make. Same old you, or the version of yourself who actually follows through. 10 minutes. That's all it takes to find out who you really are.